The stretch and pitch. Swung on and popped up again. Off third. Hayes has room. Hayes makes the catch. Yankees win. The Yankees win. The New York Yankees have won the 1996 World Series. They have surmounted every challenge. They have climbed every mountain. And the New York Yankees are world champions.
And they are all in a pile right on the mound. And this place is going wild.
Trying to go ahead and move this thing. And that was cut a little late, but what's everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Empire 161 show, season 7, episode 8. And yep, we are opening up by having our tribute to the late John Sterling, who passed away. It was a week ago today, correct? I think it was last month.
It was within the week. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly the day.
Yeah, I believe it was. Yeah, I believe it was last Monday actually, because I went to the game Monday night.
It feels like 3 years. It feels like 3 days ago.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty wild. But yeah, so the legendary radio voice of the New York Yankees had passed away last Monday. I remember hearing the news on WFAN. Actually, I was kind of like getting ready in the morning, and then like that happened. That was announced, and we texted each other like pretty much like kind of like I feel it was like shortly after that, and it was it hit me. I'll be honest, it really did. It hit me. I was just like, wow, I had this like heavy heart feeling for like the rest of the day. It was just like it was odd.
I heard it on 1010 Wins, and they had just been talking about 20 minutes before about how Rudy Giuliani was in the hospital. So when they said breaking news, I just assumed it was about him. So it really caught me off guard that it was about John Sterling instead, because I did not know, I think like a lot of people, that he had an open heart surgery a few months before, and it's one of those losses that I think sticks with you depending on how much you listen to Yankee games. And I listen to them fairly often because I drive a lot. So he was my go-to voice for 35 years. I think it was 35 years being the voice of the Yankees. And I loved all his home run calls. And I still have not adjusted to the new guy, Dave Sims. I still haven't yet. I think he's got a ways to go before he can even come close to him. But I think that opening was really, of course we were going to do something, but I think that was the right thing to do, because I just know that he meant a lot to both of our lives, as big of fans as we are. So
yeah, absolutely. Hearing him on the radio, I mostly do watch the Yanks on TV and everything like that, and but plenty of times in the radio too. Like sometimes you can't, and you just have it on, even barbecues a lot too and stuff like that. If you're outside, or plenty of times we've even had the radio playing in the dugout when we play softball. Like we've even had if the Yankees are on, usually we try to get the volume up when we can in there. He's been a part. I mean, he's been doing it for more than half my life too. So he's been there the whole time. His home run calls. I do miss, since he retired. I miss when it would be when the Yankees would trade for a new player, I'll call someone up. It was like, oh, I wonder what the Sterling's home run call is going to be, and we would guess and we would joke around about making them up. What could we possibly do? And most of the time, he would still have something that we didn't even think of, which just speaks to his creativity there. And yeah, it's surreal. It was surreal even when he retired, because it was kind of just like abruptly a couple of years ago, right? Where he just was like, "Hey, I've kind of done," you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and not to like add to the bummer of it all, but one of the things that I immediately thought when he passed was like he didn't have much. I know that Susan Waldman said he lived the life that he wanted and he did everything he wanted, which, you know, if you get to do that, that's beautiful and a blessing. So I'm happy for that. But from the outside looking in, you know, like he just retired and it's only been like 2 years. And I know Michael K, I heard that he got very choked up because John Sterling's daughter was getting married this summer, and he told Michael K, I just want to make it to walk her down the aisle. You know, and
Yeah,
I don't know. I just think of stuff like that. Like I think about how this is like another type of podcast, but like people work until whatever age that they're able to, and not everybody gets to enjoy like their, I guess, their second, third act of life, which
yeah,
is like life after retirement. Um, but he got to do his favorite thing in the world
yeah,
for way more years than he needed to, right? He did it out of love. Um, and I think that like had he lived in the Bronx instead of New Jersey, he probably would have kept going.
yeah, for sure, right? Because that's what he said. He said it was the commute, and he even had
Yeah.
like that whole thing where he had gotten into like an
His
accident, and
car
like
broke
Ricky
down or
Ricardo,
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ricky Ricardo helped him out there, and I know he had like the fire in his house some
Yeah.
like years ago and stuff. Like he had
Hmm.
a lot of stuff going on there. But
He
you're right.
did.
If he had an easier commute, he probably would have kept going. Like,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it was it really was a loss, you know, for the whole for Yankee fans everywhere and the organization and everything.
I'm gonna say
Um,
baseball fans too, because I think
yes,
anybody whose team was playing the Yankees and you know, I don't know if they heard him at all, like he was just you know, like he had the unique calls and he kept it interesting and he had those one-liners and I wrote this when he passed. I wrote this. I remember I was at a game with my brother and we were sitting I think in the 200 level for the game. And the game was over. The Yankees had won. And I looked up at the press box and I happened to catch John Sterling looking out. So I don't he wasn't necessarily looking at me, right? But I went like this and I waved and he went and waved back and then went like a dramatic like that to me. And I just thought it was so sweet. And that's like the kind of energy he always seemed to have. And I mean, he really loved it. And it showed. And I think the players um thought his home run calls were like, you know, like I think they wanted to know what he was gonna say when they hit a home run.
yeah. I know there was a lot of talk about a lot of that, and you know, everyone looking forward to it. Um, yeah, he also I know he worked for the Atlanta Hawks. I
He
actually did
did
not
before the
know.
Yankees, yeah.
I did not know he did 4 years as the first Islanders, the New York Islanders radio voice. Also, that I had absolutely no
Oh,
idea.
that I didn't know either.
I had no idea until like that day I had heard about it. So that's pretty wild that that happened to go. But I know he did like some Braves, some Hawks. So obviously he worked in Atlanta for a while before
Hmm.
coming up to the Yankees. Um, so that's pretty awesome. Um, do you have a single favorite home run call of his? Like one that maybe pops out, like maybe, I mean, there's a lot of them that are unique. I mean, the original, the OG is still my favorite. It will always be was Burn Baby Burn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was still like,
That one's okay.
yeah, that was pretty awesome.
I think it's okay. He had, yes, there was one, but I'm blanking on it right now. That it, like, every time he said it, it made me laugh.
Hmm.
Or I can't think of it right now. I like the El Capitan for Derek Jeter. Um, I'm gonna have to look up some of his calls.
Yeah, I mean, Thriller from Godzilla was
That's a
also,
great one.
yeah, that one I really
That's
liked
a
a lot.
great one.
Um, you know, the Bamtino was another one that I really liked a lot too. Um, you know, well, one of his later year ones, you know, All Rise, Here Comes the Judge. That was
Hmm.
that was another good one. The Grandy Man Can.
The Granny
Oh, the
Man.
Grandy
I
Man Can.
love that one.
Yeah.
I
The,
love that one.
the Stanton one would be. I know that was we had
But
talked about it
Stanton
like that
one
was his
was
last one.
very curious.
Yeah, that one. That one was not
Oh,
at all what
I,
I thought he was going to be.
I actually liked It's an A Bomb from A Rod. I used to love
That
that
was a good
one.
one. That was a good one.
Here's the one that I think it was, because my dad used to say something about Robinson Cano's name too. Oh,
Oh,
Robbie Cano. Don't you
you know.
know?
Yeah, that was another good one. Um,
Mark sends a text message. You're on the mark, Tashera.
yeah, that's and yeah. There's so many. I mean, you mentioned Nick Swisher, the Swishalicious.
So this
Uh,
delicious was great. I wish they had the John Carl. Let me see if I can look up the, because that one was just like that was probably the most unique one.
yeah, Georgie Juice's one.
Yeah.
There's another one for Posada. That was another good one
Oh,
too.
here you go. It's I don't. I'm sorry, Italian people. Giancarlo, non si può destaparlo, and it meant
Yeah,
Giancarlo, you cannot stop him.
yeah. That one was I remember when I first heard that I was like, what was that? No, I wasn't even trying to like butcher it. Oh man.
Well,
But,
the one more thing I want to add is that, I was sad. And then I just thought of, whatever everybody else believes in, I believe in this. So my dad passed away a couple years ago, and he was the biggest Yankee fan I've ever known, bigger than even Ed, and Ed's a pretty big Yankee fan. Um, and it made me smile to think that my dad, and probably yours too, are chewing John Sterling's ear off right now.
yeah, you would imagine, right? Like that's
I think they're all sitting down having a laugh and talking about the Yankees because they all love them. So that made me feel a little bit happier and helped me get through my day.
yeah. I'd already had tickets to the game that night, so that it was kind of like set where I was
Mhm.
like, this is a perfect place to kind of go, and I was kind of curious to see what the Yankees would be able to put together in such short notice.
Yeah,
Because
they
you
did a
know
great job.
they did. It was like it was short and sweet and to the point. I think it was. That was nice having Michael Kay and Susan Goldman leave flowers on home plate. They had a moment of silence. They played a video and everything, and that was, I'm sure at Old Timers Day this year they will probably have like a bigger tribute. Like I would imagine they would have something to do with it, like on Old Timers Day.
So I do hope that he gets a plaque. Uh, I also, at least in the booth, like if you're not gonna,
Yeah,
I think he belongs in Monument Park, but if they don't put a plaque in Monument Park, at least I hope that they put one in the booth. And maybe consider making the booth's name the John Sterling booth.
yeah. Renaming it, I think, would be pretty cool. I believe they do already have kind of like something up for him in the booth since he retired. I think if I'm correct, I believe they do have something, but yeah, I think renaming the whole thing, like the John Sterling, I don't know, they'll come up with a better name, like Memorial Booth, like something
Yeah,
that
yeah,
would be. I could see that happening for sure.
that would
And,
be nice.
and I think you're right. I think he will. There'll be a monument in Monument Park. I think for sure. I mean, there's one
Yeah,
for Bob Shepard. There's a couple of
yeah,
other ones in there too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll have a nice Sterling one in there as well. Yeah.
yeah.
I can see
And you sent me a post from X that they put his microphone in the museum, in the Yankees museum.
Yeah, I need to go check that out actually next week.
Yeah, I would like to see that too. That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're gonna be getting there early, right?
Yes,
So
we'll be
maybe we
getting
can go
early.
that day.
I think that's a perfect idea. We'll make sure we'll go there in the Stanton basketball jersey then. So, yeah, rest in peace, John Sterling.
Yeah.
Thanks for the memories. That was, just tremendous life, tremendous career. So like a lot of memories and fun times, especially, a lot of the. I mean, he called every World Series win like the final out of during our lifetime, right? Like that's what.
And he called every one of Derek Jeter's games.
Yeah, a lot
I
of
remember reading that too.
Perfect games, no hitters. I mean, he got to see it all.
He got to experience a lot of really amazing baseball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you, John. Well, John, we thank you.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so yeah, we kind of pivoted there in the beginning. I did share us out quickly, so we didn't have to. But yeah, we'll do our recap, our awards, preview and stuff like that. The regular our regular show that we will normally do. We figured that John Sterling's situation kind of front and center right there.
Yes, absolutely.
But speaking of the night, though, I guess we can start. It does start there because we did have that one game against the Orioles to kind of wrap up that because we.
Oh, I didn't. I thought we weren't talking about that. So you got this one.
Yep.
No notes for me on this one.
Well, pretty easy though. I mean, on the day that John Sterling passed last Monday, the Yankees did finish the sweep of the Orioles by a final of 12-1. Cam Schlittler got his 5th win of the year. His record at the time was 5-1, 5 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 4 Ks. Aaron Judge 2 for 4 with his 14th homer of the year, driving in 4, 2 runs scored, and a walk. Trent Grisham 2 for 3 with a RBI, 2 walks, 2 doubles, 3 runs scored, and Cody Bellinger 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs, a triple, and a run scored. So I did think it was also I mean, this game was just pretty much over in a blink of an eye. But to tie into the John Sterling, they did actually bring back his call before it went into New York. Yankees win. And I know Judge and Boone said after the game that they were like pretty excited about that and they would like it to stay, but it didn't after that night, which I thought was just a bit strange. So I don't know if they're gonna.
I'm wondering if this is just a guess. I have no idea, but I'm wondering if he trademarked it and they need permission.
Yeah, maybe from the estate or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know they did play it after he retired. They played it for the rest of that season and everything. And then I don't remember when they stopped.
They played it a couple of times, like random games. I also heard, by the way, that Aaron Boone, after every Yankees win, when he goes to shake the hands of his coaches, says, "The Yankees win." To his coaches as well. Like he still does that to this day. So that was nice to hear too.
Yeah, I found it strange though that they didn't just keep that going because I mean they won the next night and it didn't get played. And I kind of remember anticipating that, and it was I don't know. Yeah. We'll see in the next homestand if they pick it back up. I just figured it would have been an easy, immediate lock it in. That would have been it. So
yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe his kids were like, "Hey, too soon."
I don't know. I would like to know more about that though, but that was a bit odd. All right, but the Yankees would go ahead and start a new series the next night with the Texas Rangers. They took the opener by a final 7-4. Elmer Rodriguez got his 2nd career start.
For the same team?
Yes, for the same team, which kind of sucks for the pitcher, especially a young pitcher, because you're kind of like,
poor guy.
They kind of saw everything he had just less than a week ago. No decision, 4 2/3, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, and 2 Ks. But I will say he had an extremely, extremely rocky first inning, and then kind of settled down after the first and kept things in check and gave them a chance. And the Yankees bats did get going and came right back against Jacob deGrom also, which is no small. So that was, a nice win by the Yanks there. Brett Hedrick would get the win. His record at the time 2-0. David Bednar would pick up his 10th save of the year. Paul Goldschmidt 2 for 4 with his second homer of the year, 2 runs scored. Jazz Chisholm 1 for 4 with his 4th homer of the year, which was actually the go-ahead run at that time. And Ryan McMahon 2 for 4 with his 3rd homer of the year, 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. So,
speaking of Ryan McMahon, that night, not that night, the last 4 games, including that night, he had gone 7 for 16 with a 438 average, 2 doubles, a home run, and 4 RBIs.
Yeah, he's been picking it up. He really has. He's been responding pretty well. As we had talked about last time, like healthy competition. This is how it works. Everyone pushes each other. So he sees the writings on the wall there. He had at bats taken away earlier in the year, when Ahmed Rosario kind of was coming into his own. So, good to see there, though. But no, big win by the Yanks. Also, nice job by picking up Elmer Rodriguez. I mean, it was pretty clear that was probably going to be his last start no matter what. But, he had both of his starts, he had trouble with his control. So go back down, work it out, and then I'm sure he'll be the first one called up, when they do need another starter at some point. So.
Hopefully not soon.
Exactly. Hopefully not soon at all. Yes.
As much hopefully as, I want him to have his chance, but I do not want somebody else to get hurt.
No, that means it's a good thing to see that, that has some time down in the minors for that. So, though, this second game of the series, the Yanks would drop by a final of 6-1. Yanks couldn't really get anything going on this night whatsoever. Will Warren really didn't have it. His record 4-1. He lasted 4 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, 7 Ks. And literally the only offensive highlight to speak of whatsoever was Aaron Judge's 15th homer of the year, which came later in the game. But the Yankees were completely shut down the entire night. Will Warren had nothing. Perfect recipe for blah for that. And honestly, to go with the blah, this was the game when I did try the Brooklyn dumpling bacon cheeseburger dumplings that I messaged you about.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like the Yankees offense that night. It was just
blah.
It was blah. It was.
I'm gonna try them during a game.
I'm hoping I got a bad batch because they seem.
I hope you were too, because I was. Well, the thing I didn't like about what we texted about was that there was no sauce.
Like, what's that about?
Like, how are you gonna have a bacon cheeseburger dumpling and nothing for me to dip it in?
The cheese sauce, right?
You could do cheese sauce. You could there's a lot, anything you put on a burger.
Well, what are you thinking? Hold on. So, but this is a good. Well, hold on. What are you thinking? I was thinking cheese sauce. Do you have
barbecue sauce? Okay. I mean, I like a lot of condiments. So there's not that many that I wouldn't like. Barbecue sauce, a little bit of a sweet and sour sauce because it's a dumpling. The cheese sauce, sure.
What about ketchup?
What else?
Would you dip in ketchup?
No, I don't put ketchup on a burger unless that's the only option. I'd rather have barbecue sauce on my burgers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I hope you just had a bad batch because that one sounded really good, and their other things are amazing.
Oh well, the apple pie, that's exceptional right there.
I haven't tried that one yet, but there are
dessert
ones I had last year were amazing. Really quickly with this game, our former player Nathan Eovaldi was like, "Oh hey, remember me?" twice, because he had a .60 ERA in 2 starts against the Yankees this year, and 15 strikeouts. Like he dominated us in both of the games that he played in.
Yeah, he's really had it. He's had the Yanks number since.
He was on Boston too, right? Yeah.
Boston, Tampa.
Yeah.
Or even Minnesota. He's bounced around a bit.
He does not like us.
No.
And then when Aaron Judge hit his home run in the 6th inning, only Mickey Mantle with 17 and Babe Ruth twice with 16 have hit more home runs in the Yankees' first 37 games of a season than Aaron Judge with his 15.
Yeah, I mean, as much as we talked about how he's Not like maybe necessarily locked in quite yet. I mean, he's still on a pretty damn good season, and he's on pace for over 60 home runs. So, just the bar judges set at this point is just so damn high.
It's obscene.
It is obscene.
What I do love before he got hurt, and I'm glad he's back, was that he and Ben Rice were kind of like, "Oh, you got one, I got one. You got one, I got one. You got one, I got one." Like I like that too.
Yeah, that's yeah. When did the Ben Rice? When the heck was the Ben Rice injury? I'm trying to remember which game that was.
I know it was a play at first base, a bad throw from Max Fried.
I think it was last. Oh wait, it was last Sunday.
We talked about it. Yeah, we did talk about it.
Wanted to make sure because I was like, wait a second, which?
Well, we got another injury to talk about in the next game. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we do. All right, so the Yankees though would take the series from the Rangers by a final of 9-2 last Thursday afternoon. The Yankees would not have a starting pitcher really going into this game though, because Ryan Weathers was ready under the weathers.
Oh,
yeah, didn't really hear much about that until like the night before, and then Boone tells us, yeah, he's been like yakking for a week, and he lost like pounds. Nice. Well, you know what it is? There is this like stomach thing going around like New York City. Like, I've actually known someone else who had it. Actually, two people had it recently. So it was something kind of going around.
Listen, let me just say for the record that like I'll take any sickness as long as it doesn't involve throwing up. Throwing up is probably the worst. I'm not gonna get gross. I'll take something else before I throw up.
Trying to see how you were gonna dance going around that. Yes, I'd
rather throw up another way than throw up out of my mouth.
100%, I fully agree with you. That's the opt. If those are my two choices, yes, I'm gonna go with that way because it's just.
I hate throwing up. Ugh.
But Ryan Weathers had that and apparently did not do any throwing in preparation between starts. So it was like, hey, listen, we're going to go ahead with a bullpen game. And your player of the week, Ryan Blackburn, got the start, sort of. He was an opener, that went ahead and took the ball to start the game.
Mm-hmm.
And the bulk guy, who was it again? There was
a lot of people.
Yeah, there was a bulk guy who, whatever, I'm not going to bother.
Oh, Beck. It was Beck. Beck had 3 innings.
Yeah, he made his major league debut and was the bulk guy right after. And the Yanks would go ahead and like bounce back and rally back later. Brent Hedrick would get the win in relief. His record now 3-0. Cody Bellinger 3 for 4 with 2 ribbies, another triple, 2 runs scored, and a walk. Ryan McMahon, as you had mentioned, keeps hitting 2 for 3 with an RBI. A run scored, 2 walks, and a double. Trent Grisham, 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs himself, 2 runs scored, and a double and a stolen base. And the Yankees on the day, 7 for 18 with runners in scoring position. So, damn good day. Great time for the offense to wake up. Plus, also, the lineup they went out with that day was definitely not their A lineup. So you were kind of wondering what the hell was going to happen because you got Matt Schumann starting. Like Jose Caballero, who I'm assuming you were, mentioning there. We found out he's kind of dinged up a couple of, throughout the week. So there was a lot, like day game after night game. So you had JC Escara in the lineup as well. So yeah, nice job by the offense though, picking up, the bullpen game that was there.
Yep. So you also didn't mention that in the first inning, Jason Dominguez was going for a fly ball in center field that he caught, but he also smashed his head and I saw a head and shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I think left shoulder. His head and his left shoulder into the I don't know, the fence or whatever it was. Yeah. And then just dropped. Like I don't even know how he kept the ball in his glove, to be honest with you. Because he dropped so hard that his glasses went flying. And Trent Grisham like immediately ran over to him. Well, he was right there anyway, but like he like immediately ran over to him.
Yeah.
That was scary. And it was right after that happened later because I took notes on that one. Never mind. It was right before another crazy incident for the other team that we'll get into because that one was also really gross to watch. But have you heard any updates about him? I know he's on the IL,
on
but
Jason Dominguez.
yeah,
No, nothing. I know they had mentioned that he was going to be out for like it's basically going to be a minute that he's going to be gone for. So
it's basically what?
it's going to be a minute. He's going to be gone for. Like he's not due back. Like he's going to stay longer than 10-day IL.
But is it
15
like
days.
did they say like he sprained his shoulder, popped something? Like did they say anything like that or?
I'd have to get the specifics, and
Okay, that's all
I
right.
will. Okay,
Well,
here we go.
oh, I was gonna say okay.
Look at you. Look at you, Google. Good job. He said he'd go on the injury list, spraining the AC joint in his left shoulder.
Ugh.
So, yeah, he's going to be out there for a minute. But that would also lead directly into the Major League debut the next night.
Right, but I have one more thing before we get into that.
Mm-hmm.
So Cody Bellinger that day, Cody Bellinger, period. In the first inning this year, has a slash mark of a 408 average, 469, 667, 1.136 OPS, 6 RBIs, and 27 at bats in the first inning. He's really great in the first inning. I mean, he's been really great, I think, this whole week.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, he was, again, you jump
2
on
triples.
a bird. Yeah, 2 triples. And actually, in this game, too, there was 2 triples in the same inning because Goldschmidt hit his triple and Cody Bellinger had his, which you next to never see happen in the same inning. So, all right, so the Yankees, though, would head to Milwaukee for a Friday night matchup with it was a pretty much top billing, I would have to say, like pitching wise, Max Fried against Mizorowski, who
destroyed us.
Yeah, he is. I'm pretty familiar with him. I have him on my fantasy team, so I'm pretty familiar with this kid. He's one of the best young pitchers in baseball.
Well, lucky you to have him on your fantasy team.
Yeah, he put up some numbers this night, unfortunately. But the Yankees would go ahead and get shut out by final 6-0. Max Fried didn't have it after the first inning. He took the loss. His record's now 4-2. He went 6 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. And Jose Caballero, it was 2 for 3 on the night. So, yeah, I mean, Mizorowski was the story of this, right? Like I know you mentioned like the Brewers left fielder who went crashing.
Brandon Lockridge, yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, that was.
They showed it one too many times, and I was like, please stop, because the first time was like bad enough. Like every time they showed it, I was like, I had to look away after a while because it was just so. Oh, he hit the corner of the concrete with his knee.
Yeah, that looked extremely painful. I mean, back-to-back days.
At it without grimacing.
Yeah, back-to-back days with left fielders crashing into walls.
Yes.
Tough ones there. But I know Mizorowski had like, did they say it was like 8 or 10 pitches at 103, 104 miles an hour?
I know he had 3. He had. Why does it say 322 pitches? I don't know why. I'm going to say he had 22 pitches at 102 miles per hour or higher in the game, which is 2 more than any other pitcher since tracking began in 2008. And they quoted Spencer Jones as saying, "I've never seen pitches that fast in my life."
Yeah. Speaking of which, the Yanks number 6 prospect, Spencer Jones, made his major league debut this night. And fortunately, it's like, hey, here you go, kid. Face Jacob Mizorowski. And good luck with that. Yeah, so, I mean, unfortunately, Dominguez's injury has led to an opportunity for Spencer Jones to get his call up.
Which we've been talking about him for a while.
Yeah, and I remember even before the season started, we were talking about Dominguez and Jones finding their way up. And unfortunately, I mean, one of the ways we kind of expected it was going to be Giancarlo Stanton at some point was going to lead to one of them. I didn't expect Jason Dominguez to then get hurt himself, shortly after. It does suck with Jason Dominguez, man. Like this was going to be one of his big opportunities because Stanton, like they're not really sure when he's going to come back, and they're going to slow walk it with him because it's hamstring injury and he's had so many leg injuries. But yeah, just Spencer Jones though. I mean, it'll be interesting to see like where he goes. He's only 3 games into it now as we're speaking, but yeah, he's just for the record, he does in the minors. He had a strikeout rate of like 40%, so he's gonna strike out a lot. Yeah. You're just hoping though the homers also come because he hit a shitload of those in the minors as well. Which spoiler alert, it hasn't happened quite yet, at that point. But yeah, you're just hoping you get the good part with the bad part. But that's just something to expect with him. Like the strikeouts are just going to be there. It's just part of his game. Yanks though Saturday night would go ahead. Oh, actually, this is another good pitching matchup. Cam Schlittler took the mound for the Yanks, and also Harrison for the Brewers, who's also coming along. He's another good young pitcher, lefty that's there. But the Yanks would go ahead and drop this one by a final 4-3 in extra innings. Cam Schlittler, no decision, 6 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts, and a line drive off his calf.
Oh,
which also,
very skinny calf.
Very skinny calf.
Oh
Extremely skinny calf.
So skinny.
But yeah, he shook it off to stay in the game, which I'll give him a lot of credit. And I know they mentioned it like swole up after the game, so hopefully they can get the swelling out by Friday because he's scheduled to start against the Mets on Friday night. So hopefully it's out by then. But yeah, a lot of credit to him for staying in because with a pitcher needing their legs like they do, and like you mentioned, the skinny calf, that's gotta hurt. That's really.
I mean, really he was very dazed because he didn't even know the ball was right under him.
Yeah.
Right. Like he was like, and then he rubbed his leg, and then I think in the rubbing of his leg, he felt the ball. I think is what happened, and then he was like, "Oh,
that's right. I got to get him out." Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do hope he's okay though. I do hope. That's definitely one of those injuries that like you don't feel it. You don't really feel it until after the game.
Yeah, because his adrenaline's going and stuff like that. So I'm sure it didn't tickle after.
So 2 interesting. Well, one of them is I thought was interesting. The other one is just But so I'll do the one first. When William Contreras hit the sac fly to win the game, that was the Brewers' first walk-off win of the season. Which, all right, it's May. So, but I think this was also of the season. All right, they're both mess. Sorry, I got hyped.
That's all right.
Paul Goldschmidt's solo home run to left field was the Yankees' first leadoff home run of the season as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, because they were leading him off against the lefty Harrison there.
Mm-hmm.
They, by the way, also like just to get into the later innings part of this game too. I don't know at what point we need to stop with the Camilo Doval in high leverage situations here. Because the Yanks had the lead.
They did.
He coughed it up to make it 3-3.
He did.
Because, we have to go to Camilo Doval for some bizarre, unknown reason. And then David Bednar, though, pitches the 9th inning. I think it was
perfectly.
12, 13 pitches, clean inning. And then you get the lead back.
Fernando Cruz.
No, but you got the lead. Why would you not go ahead? No, Cruz is before this. Because the Tim Hill thing. Oh, sorry. It was Cruz, then Hill.
Right. It was Bednar, Cruz, Hill. Right.
Yeah. So,
but Bednar, that's what I'm saying. Like, they did not have to bring Fernando Cruz in. Bednar could have stayed another inning.
No, you didn't have to go to Doval when you did. Then you could have left. I would have went with Bednar more.
Right.
And I'm not just saying that like, everyone 2020 hindsight 2020. I'm yelling this when it happened.
Yeah.
Then you bring in Cruz, and then you bring in Tim Hill, who also had a chance to kind of get out of this because in that situation there, you had first and second with 1 out, and he gets the dribbler and fires it to third instead of taking the out at first.
Oh, that was terrible. Terrible play.
Well, no, I'm saying like walk with me through this. So let's just say he takes the out at first, which was right in front of him. Second and third, 2 outs. Then you have Contreras, the righty, coming up. They intentionally walk him, obviously, and then you face Bowers for a lefty-lefty matchup to get out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? If Bowers hits Hill, then he hits him. I mean, so be it. But the strategy was right there. I mean, again, Hill didn't, shy away from it. He blamed himself. He said he kind of just, it was a reflex thing. He kind of just went there for it. But I just didn't know, like, did he not know how many outs there were?
That's what they were saying on the broadcast.
Yeah, he did. I guess he, after the game, in the post game, he said he didn't. And no, he did know. I don't know. That was a really frustrating game. Also, in the top half of the inning with the Manfred man, like, McMahon gets that hit to give them a lead. And Aaron Judge also pretty bad base running there. I don't know where the hell he thought he was going. Yep. So just a sloppy night overall for the Yanks by just basically gift wrapping a game for the Brewers.
Yeah.
So.
And then you would rinse and repeat the next day.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, the Brewers would go ahead and complete the sweep yesterday afternoon by a final of 4-3. Carlos Rodon did make his season debut. We did get him back. Did not go out, too well for him right off the bat. No decision. 4 1/3, 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 walks, 4 Ks. So the command clearly not there. David Bednar would take the loss in the 9th inning as it was a walk-off by Bryce Terang, who with 2 outs there. Aaron Judge 1 for 3 with his 16th homer of the year and a walk. And Spencer Jones, though, drove in the second run of the game with his first major league hit. So that was nice to see.
And his family was there to see it.
Yeah. So
which is always nice.
Absolutely. But yeah, just I wouldn't say I know the things been thrown out there. Now the Yanks are 1-8 versus teams above 500 this season. They've been swept by the Rays. They got swept by the Brewers, and the A's. And they dropped that series early in the year. I don't know. I don't know about you, but it's not something I'm going to read too much into here because it's like, come talk to me in September and they have a losing record against 500 teams. And I'd probably be a little bit more alarmed because this was also the narrative early last year until it wasn't. Because then in the second half of the year, then they beat the crap out of a bunch of teams with a winning record. So it's still about mid-May. Pump the brakes with that because I see some people like jumping off the house and like hanging on to this, like, oh, see, they could only beat up the bad teams. But all the good teams in every sport, what you do is you beat the teams you're supposed to beat. You beat the bad teams, and you play like 500 against the good teams. Obviously, the Yanks got to go reel off a bunch of wins against 500 teams to get that back there, but you get the point. Like, you just, it's too early to be jumping off the house about that. So
that it is.
You got anything further on this one?
The only thing I have on this one is, unfortunately, the Brewers, this was their first 3-game sweep of the Yankees since 1989.
When they were in the American League. Wow.
Eddie, I was 12 years old when that happened. And I'm a whole lot of years older than that now. Like a whole lot of years. My current self could have a 12-year-old child.
Yeah, I mean,
Actually,
I was...
Yeah,
I had to be 9 or 10 years old then.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's not what you want.
It is most certainly.
As our broadcasting, actually one of the broadcasters of that game would always say.
Absolutely.
It's not what you want.
All right. So then let's get to our awards of the week as we do. The top of the heap hitter of the week. Lisa, do you want to start?
I do. I do want to start. I picked Cody Bellinger, but I do have a shout out. So for the week, this is what my stats said. He had a 400 average, 1.138 OPS, 5 RBIs, 3 runs, 8 hits, 6 walks, 1 stolen base. His on-base percentage was .538, slugging was .600. And I'm going to give a special shout-out to Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah, he had a good week also. He definitely had a good week. And it's funny because I also went with Cody Bellinger. And my shout-out, my runner-up was Aaron Judge again because he, ho-hum, also had another big week as well.
Who said ho-hum?
Ho-hum, like, oh, yeah, Aaron Judge hit like 4 homers this week. Oh, not such a big deal. And Cody Bellinger, though, he actually, I went with him as well and not having a single homer. 2 triples though. In the week. And
Yep.
I think he had like 7. Would you say 7, 8 RBIs he had on a week?
5 RBIs, 8 hits.
RBIs. Yeah, 8 hits. That was the number I was thinking of there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, impressive stuff there by Cody Bellinger. And again, sometimes we just feel like we almost kind of take Judge's greatness almost for granted. Sometimes, not like on purpose, but it's true. All right, so King of the Hill, pitcher of the week.
This was tough.
It was, but I got to go with Cam Schlittler.
Okay.
So you did.
I did not. I had a really hard time, but I picked a reliever, and his stats are probably wrong. But
so I went with Cam Schlittler. 2 great starts this week. Unfortunately, he gets that shitty no decision, and the second one there, not his fault. Bullpen shenanigans fiasco that happened later in the game should not have happened. Hopefully his Cavs okay. But I also wanted to mention a pretty eye-popping stat about him. So Cam Schlittler is the first MLB pitcher to have 50-plus strikeouts, fewer than 10 walks, no more than 1 home run allowed, and a sub-1.50 ERA over his first 9 starts of the season since Walter Big Train Johnson in 1913.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
They didn't even have TV then.
Exactly. I'm just saying, when we're talking about that far back, what you're doing is pretty impressive.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's nuts. So, just again, not to overlook, but Cam Schlittler is having an incredible start to the season. So hopefully,
which is great because he's continuing what he did. He came in late last season, so he's just continuing what he was doing. I love it.
Yeah, and I've seen the thing being thrown around online too, like Fanatics, Nike. You guys need to pick it up because still no Cam Schlittler name and number T-shirts.
Come on, man.
What are we doing here? What are we doing? What's going on? It's there.
No,
it's not. It's not. All right. So then the Yanks do start a series down in Baltimore in about 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
As we do have
as we both go like this.
Double check that. Okay. So though, Lisa, tonight's lineup. Want to start off with that?
I got tonight's lineup. So Brandon Young will be pitching for the Orioles. He's a righty, 3-1 record, 4.35 ERA, 14 strikeouts. Ryan Weathers is no longer under the weather. He is pitching tonight. He's a lefty. He's a 2-2 record, 3.03 ERA, and 45 strikeouts on the season. Now the lineup, according to the website that I went to.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's good.
Trent Grisham is kicking things off, and he'll be playing center field. Ben Rice is the number 2 batter, and he'll be playing first base, of course. Aaron Judge is in right field, batting third, as always. Cody Bellinger is going to be in left field, and he's batting cleanup. Jazz Chisholm Jr. is going to be at second base, batting fifth. Ryan McMahon is going to be playing third, batting sixth. Spencer Jones will be DHing in the 7 hole. And then we have Max Schumann will be playing shortstop today.
Yep, because Jose Caballero banged up his finger yesterday and is getting x-rays and doesn't believe it's fractured and is getting an MRI.
I know he's really, really, really sad.
Yeah, I think listen, I think they said he was getting them tomorrow morning, so obviously by tomorrow night we should have a better idea of what's going on with him. But obviously that would be a tremendous loss for the Yankees. I'm just really curious to know what the pivot is then. Where he has to go on the IL.
Yeah, because it's not like Anthony Volpe's doing a great job down in the minors.
That's what I'm saying. Do you call him up then just out of necessity, or do you go with Schumann for a couple of? I don't know.
Is there anybody else?
I mean, I don't think they would go with Ryan McMahon because I know they had him playing short at times. in spring training, and he played a game or two for us.
Can Jazz play short, and then somebody go to? Can somebody go to second? I'm just thinking.
Yeah, I mean,
what about Ahmed Rosario?
Many moons ago, he was a shortstop prospect for the Mets.
No, I was gonna say if they move him to third, and then either I don't know. It's a lot of chess piece moves, right? For that one.
Say moving parts.
I was gonna say chess pieces, like strategy.
Yes.
And just to close it out, Austin Wells will be catching, and he's batting ninth. But yeah, I'm curious to see what happens with shortstop now because I know Anthony Volpe's like oh down in the minor leagues.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about it. Knock on wood that Caballero's fine.
No, really
you know, maybe he just just banged it up a little bit and he could play through it because he seems to be a pretty tough dude who will play through that kind of thing. But I think they were saying that hitting wasn't a problem for him; it was throwing because it's on his right hand.
Big deal.
So yeah, no, it is. No, of course. Yeah, you can't properly throw the ball, especially as a shortstop. Yeah, not great. Yep. Did they actually post any of the other? No.
Nope, they did not. So, folks, I know the Yankee pitchers for the next two games after tonight, but I do not know the Orioles pitchers. I have no idea what the Orioles, why they're keeping it a secret. But our next two pitchers will be Will Warren, righty, 4-1 record, 3.46 ERA, and 53 strikeouts. And then game 3 will be Max Fried. He's a lefty, 4-2 record, 2.91 ERA, and 48 strikeouts on the season.
Yeah, so the Yanks got to take care of business. These division games are important. Got to get the wins, beat the teams you're supposed to beat. And then you got the Subway Series next weekend. So.
And we'll be there on Saturday.
We sure will.
Well, you'll probably be there the whole weekend. I'll be there with you on Saturday.
Yes, I will be there. I will be there the whole weekend. But yeah, the weather looks good for that. So it should be fun.
God for that.
Yeah, no,
over here. I was just thinking this morning because this morning here in New York, it was kind of cloudy and then the sun came out later in the day. But we haven't had proper spring yet, and it's the middle of May. We've had early spring for the majority of spring.
Yeah, it's summer preview.
And I don't want to jump. We had summer preview for a week, which was amazing, but it was way too early. It was in March. And then April was kind of like, I'm gonna act like March. And then May's been acting like April because it's been May showers bring the flowers instead of April.
Mm-hmm.
I really I love summer. I'm a summer lover, but I don't want to just jump into summer. I want that late spring. I want on our Memorial Day barbecue. I want to wear shorts. I don't want to wear a hoodie.
I think it's to wear shorts to 2 games this year so far.
You did get to wear shorts. You got to wear shorts to 2 games.
No. I mean, hold on. But I will say, in my defense, I wasn't going crazy dude who wears a hoodie and shorts to a game or nothing like that. No, it was legit 2 summer nights. That's what I'm saying.
No. I remember. But do you remember the game where I was all wrapped up and couldn't get warm for anything? And we had to have hot chocolate that game. Do you remember that one?
Multiple.
I do.
Oh, I do. It was wasn't it the second home game of the year, the Saturday night against Miami?
Gosh, it was so cold. I don't know what night it was, but it was really cold that night, and I was miserable.
Well, I know it was definitely that because we went for calendar night, specifically for calendar night.
Oh yes, just to get my calendar, which is hanging on the fridge right now. And that picture of Max Fried for May is really cool. Just FYI, it is. That's a really, really cool picture.
All right.
Well, we got baseball in 10 minutes.
We do have baseball in 10 minutes. I will say what we should do is we will talk about some Citi Field food next week.
We will. We gotta scope that out.
Yeah, we'll check that out. They always have a great menu as well.
They do.
Pretty wide selection menu. But we'll see. And they've had some interesting stuff. So let's hit the music. All right. Well, thanks for joining us as always. If you joined us on the Facebook live stream, be sure to check out the Empire 161 Show's Facebook group where we share lineups and highlights and all the other good stuff around baseball. So check us out there. Check out Pop Culture Pros and popculturepros.com. That's who we are presented by. If you're checking us out on YouTube, subscribe to Pop Culture Pros. So we have our show and a bunch of other good shows on the network. If you want to catch us on Instagram, at Empire161 Show. So Lisa will share. I used it last week. I was going to say about the Stanton updates, maybe.
No, not Stanton updates right now. There's nothing to share.
No, it's not. Unfortunately, there's nothing to share right now.
Yeah.
It would be nice if there was. But yeah, you can check us out on Instagram there and wherever you found your audio and podcasts. As you mentioned, we'll see you next week. We'll be talking about the Subway Series and the Yanks series against the Orioles. So let's go Yanks! And I'll see you next week. Peace.
Also, we didn't mention this. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms yesterday.
Yes, happy Mother's
Shout
Day.
out to all the
Absolutely.
moms out there, especially my mommy, who's a big Yankee fan also.
Yes, for sure. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. Yeah, we should have mentioned that. That's Mother's Day. See you then. Peace.